Just want to ask you about Chris Olave. As somebody who plays with him and watches him every day on and off the field, what stands out to you the most about him?
Just his like consistency. So I say Chris never had a bad practice. He's always consistent, never drops anything. So I say that's the biggest thing with Chris is he's just always the same, always consistent with the way he plays.
Is he as quiet as he seems?
When I first got here, he was more quiet, but after getting to know him these last couple years, a year and a half, I say he's not as quiet. Nah.
Okay, thanks, Garrett.
No problem.
We'll go next to Austin Ward, Letterman Row. Austin.
Garrett, what do you like about these jet sweeps that you're getting?
Just the perimeter blocking, so our receiver room has put a big emphasis on that. Ever since the first week, we thought we didn't show up on the perimeter as much as we would like to. So since then, jet sweeps just been hitting well, and I'd say I owe that to the other receivers out there making throwing blocks for me.
All right, next up, Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Scoop. Tony.
Garrett, you're putting up some pretty decent numbers right now. I'm just wondering how fun this is being in this passing offense for a guy like you.
Yeah, I mean, being in this offense and playing with someone like Justin, he's always going to put it where it needs to be. So, it's just on, me, Chris, and J-Mo and Jackson, to make the play at that point. So, I feel like I've been in a lot of good situations to make plays, and then it's just on me to make the play at that point. So,
what's the next step for the passing offense and you?
Just, keeping it up, as the schedule goes on. So the weather's going to get colder. Teams are going to, get some film. So, I think just being able to be consistent throughout the season, that'll be the biggest thing for us.
Thank you.
All righty. We'll go next to Stephen Means from Cleveland.com. Stephen.
Hey, Garrett, you're like 16, 17 games into your career here. Just has this gone, not necessarily the numbers part, but just the way they're using you, the way this offense from a passing standpoint has evolved since you've been here? Has this gone about the way you thought it would go, in the way when Ryan Day was talking to you and recruiting you that it would go? Has this gone pretty much according to plan?
Just watching the offense my senior year in high school with Dwayne, I saw a lot of things that, I wanted to be a part of. So I tried to come in with no expectations. So I wouldn't say as far as personal things go, I had expectations coming in, but just the way the offense has gone these last 2 years and the way we're opening it up in the passing game, yeah, I would say I expected this, yeah.
When you were getting recruited, did they ever talk to you about you're going to play outside 1 year and then we're going to probably move you inside your sophomore year? Was that ever a conversation before this season?
No, it wasn't a specific conversation, but, Coach Day said he liked how, he saw that I could play, any position at receiver. So he liked that coming out of high school. So I wouldn't say it was out of the question coming out.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go next to Dan Hope from 11 Warriors. Dan.
Hey, Garrett, you joined a list of guys, Chris Carter, Terry Glenn, and David Boston, who've had 3 straight 100-yard games. Just what does that mean to you to have your name alongside those guys?
Yeah, with those dudes putting up those records, those are the people I looked up to growing up. I wasn't able to watch most of them play just because of my age, but seeing my name along their names, that was super special to me. So, now I just got to try and keep it going, and hopefully, we can break some records.
How do you build off that when you've had that kind of a start to the season?
I'd say the biggest thing is I've said this a lot this interview, but just being consistent. So, getting good practice in, and that translating on Saturdays. So, if I feel like if I put the work in during the week, it'll translate to Saturday.
Thanks, Garrett.
All righty, next up, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com. Nathan.
Hey, Garrett, in the past, Ohio State has rotated the receivers a lot. They're even doing it last season, still pretty deep, 5, 6 guys deep. This year, you and Chris are getting just a bulk of those targets. We've talked before to running backs about how that kind of helps them get in the game. Does it work at all the same for receivers to be on the field that much and to be getting targeted that much?
Yeah, being on the field, you definitely feel your groove, once you get going. So, when you're in your groove, the only thing that can really take that away is, getting taken out of the game and cooling back down. So, I say being able to, get a feel for the game and stay in there, and then also know I can count on the backups to come in and take my place and not miss a beat. that's a big thing for our offense. So I think we're as deep as we need to be at receiver, and everyone can take their snaps and feel good about it.
Okay, got time for a couple more. We'll go to Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated. Brendan.
Hey, Garrett, what was it like on Saturday when you guys were on the sideline? Because Rutgers didn't really have any success stopping you guys offensively. But in the second half, when they started to put some things together and obviously had all these, gimmicky trick plays and things, what was it like as an offense when you guys were on the sideline watching that and seeing it all unfold?
Well, as an offense, you want to take the pressure off your defense. And, we feel like when you go out there and put up 40, whatever it was this weekend, you're doing that. So we know what we need to do. And that score every drive, that's our expectation. That's what we're trying to do. So, we feel like if we do that, even if we do half of that, we're putting ourselves in a good situation to win.
Thank you.
All right, got time for two more questions. We'll go to Tim May from Larry Monroe. Tim.
Thank you very much, Mike. I was just wondering, Garrett, was there a play the other night when it came from the sidelines where you went, yes, this is going to break wide open? Do you ever think like that? And can you sense what Coach Day is trying to get done basically from play to play, possession to possession of breaking things open?
Just being a receiver, when I see a play that I got a deep route on, I just automatically open my eyes big. So, anytime they call a play where I know I'm going down the field, I'm excited for it. If I feel like I got a good matchup or a situation to be one-on-one, I'm expecting to get the ball. So, there's definitely some calls that Coach Day makes, and, I kind of see the same thing where he's watching the defense and trying to get certain matchups. So, yeah.
How many plays do you have to have in your head going into a game? How many plays are in your head?
There's some that just come as secondhand knowledge, but there's some that I'll key on. So throughout the week that I might have missed a rep on during the week of practice, something like that. So I'd say I probably have like 3 or 4 plays that I try to mark out and make sure that I don't mess up during the game, just because I knew that those are ones that I might have missed on during the week.
Thanks, man.
All right, and last question for Garrett. We'll go to Patrick Murphy from 247. Patrick.
Garrett, how aware are you on the sidelines when you get to 100 receiving yards?
We have no clue. So, I'm just playing, and then once we get to the locker room, we figure that all out. But I usually have no clue. You kind of have a feel as a receiver, but there's nothing that pops up on the big board or anything that I've seen, at least, that that tells you. So I got no clue.
Is that a benchmark you try to hit? 100 receiving yards is impressive, but 3 straight games. Are you hoping to hit that each game?
I'd say as a receiver, you got goals for yourself. You got personal goals, and 100 yards, usually is a landmark of a good game, for a receiver. So, there's a lot of other ways to get that done, but 100 yards is just a good stat, good benchmark number. But if that's what the team calls for, I think I can do that. And if I got to get 20 yards, and it is what it is. So.
All right, Garrett, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it today.